Hello, and welcome to another episode of Beyond Awareness podcast with Adesola, where we amplify voices and drive change. Today, we are honored to be joined by the Inclusive Project Nigeria, a bold and visionary organization of lawyers and legal professionals dedicated to providing pro bono legal support for indigent women in detention and protecting girls' rights in Nigeria. Since 2019, they have worked tirelessly to break barriers to justice and create society free from discrimination. One of the most powerful initiatives, the Donate a Pad campaign, has brought dignity and menstrual health support to hundreds of incarcerated girls and women. Joining us today is Mr. Taiwo Philip Oloruniyi, their Program and Communication Officer, a passionate community engagement specialist, and a fellow of several prestigious leadership and development institutions. Mr. Taiwo, welcome to the show and thank you for joining us.
Some of them have been in the correctional facilities for 2 years, 3 years, detained without trial, without any appearing in the law court for maybe they are still suspect. So, and the Nigeria judicial system is overweight with a lot of cases that are not attended to. So, the initiative came on board in 2019 to actually provide free legal services to these detained women and girls who don't have access to legal officers that can actually stand for them in law court for free hearing. So that's why the Inclusion Project, the group of lawyers came together in 2019. Like, we can actually provide pro bono legal services. I know you have heard of the Nigerian Legal Aid Council. So, a form of legal aid council that also provides support for these women and girls in incarceration. So we saw it as a need for us to actually bridge that gap and provide services for them. Every time we go to the Kirikiri correctional facilities, the one in Ogba, we go to non-custodial correctional facilities to get cases and ask them questions. Go there with our forms, with our consent form, for them to actually tell us, have you been represented in law court? Have you been charged to court? Have you been given any free hearing? And most of them give us that they have not been tried. They just brought here into detention without anything, without being standing in front of a competent jurisdiction. And everything like that. So we just saw the need for us to represent them and give them a fair hearing.
I must say that's a great initiative. So your focus is mainly on women and girls.
Yes, actually, women and girls.
Okay, so how does this shape your approach to advocacy and intervention?
Yes, aside from standing as a legal representative for women and girls, we also engage in advocacy and intervention projects. Like now, we are part of the World Coalition Against Death Penalty. We joined this organization to actually advocate against death penalty in law court, whether you are a man or you are a woman. We see that giving death penalty is something inhumane, like certain people on death on hanging. It's part of the advocacy campaign we do. We also engage in education. Yes, if you can check most of our social media pages, see that currently we are running an education program in Kano and Imo State for talking about sexual reproductive health, access to quality education for females in Kano and Imo State. So we still engage in advocacy and we still engage in provision of legal services.
Okay, thank you for that. So now let's go into the main discussion for today, your Donate a Pad campaign. What inspired the initiative and how has the campaign evolved since 2022?
All right, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, through our constant visits to these correctional facilities, we noticed that these girls, most of them on their monthly period flow, don't have access to a menstrual pad, and most of them use alternative like handkerchief or clothes, and which is very is not hygienic enough for us to seal them using these. And Nigerian correctional facilities just have, let me just say, Nigeria as a whole, our system, our institution are not, I don't know how I'm going to put it, but the government are not doing enough as is expected. Advanced countries, they provide major things for women in their correctional facilities. But getting to our correctional facilities in Nigeria, the Kirikiri, the non-custodial prison, we notice that these girls on their menstrual cycle, they don't have access to menstrual pad, and this is inhumane. You see many projects going on, but like pad the girl in secondary school, pad the girl in this, and these people are mostly neglected. People don't reckon them as part of the society. So we see like we can actually take up an initiative to pad these women in correctional facilities. Most people are not asking after them, even their families. Most of them have neglected them in the correctional facilities. But we saw it as an opportunity for us to give them dignity.
Okay, sorry. Yes, based on your experience with these women, what kind of stigma do you think they face when they're on their period in these correctional facilities?
Yeah, they face a lot of stigma from their colleagues and these women in the correctional facilities that looks after them. The stigma, like you are smelling, you are doing this. I think we have access to interview one of them the last time we were in the correctional facilities, and it was even sometimes when some intervention are done, some of them just have access to only one pad, maybe in 6 months. Wow. And most of their, maybe the people, these women in charge of them that looks after them, the stigma they show, like you are smelling, and if they are smelling, create a proper solution for them to to look nice and better. The government is not making provision, so they have to sort themselves. So the trauma, the stigma they experience is that the stigma they face is very high from the women in charge of these ladies in the correctional facilities. Most of them, like, you are smelling, get out of here. Even from their colleagues in the correctional facilities, the smell, the everything. It is inhumane. Like, sometimes, like I said earlier, most of them, they have access to one menstrual pad in 6 months, because maybe due to some intervention from other non-government organization that comes to the prison to give them, and these resources are not enough. It's not enough for most of our intervention. Right. Most of our intervention focus on giving them a pad that will take them for 1 year cycle. We've started in 2022, and we make sure that every year we go there and advocate for fund and support so that we can provide each of them. Based on data and record we have now, in Nigerian correctional facilities, we have 3,000 plus women. But we are focusing on Lagos and Imo, which we believe 1,000 pad is going to cater for them for their menstrual cycle for 10 months to 12 month calendar cycle.
Okay, wow, that's a great initiative. So so far since you've started in 2022, can you share some of the most powerful moments of feedback you have received from women and girls who have benefited from the campaign?
Yes, that's a great one, because since 2022 we started, we even created a form of bond and synergy with the correctional facilities, the controller of the correctional facilities, that we have a face there. Anytime we come there, they remember the inclusion project has come. So the women always, like, they remember the intervention we did along the line of provision of menstrual hygiene. The feedback we got from them, we interviewed some of them, although their faces we are not permitted to give their face outside there because of coming out of our stigma, privacy, and coming out of the prison and people seeing their face and creating a form of stigma. So we've created a face in the correctional facilities both in Lagos and Imo State, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedbacks from these inmates about how we give them life, how we give them dignity, and even their controller also recognize our effort and our work to give these women a dignity, a meaningful life, and a very nice menstrual hygiene cycle.
Okay, that was very good. So what challenges do you face when you're trying to implement menstrual health initiative in correctional facilities, like working in, how welcoming are these officers and even the women? Do they think, do they have any feedback, or do they have any ulterior motive that maybe you're not coming with a genuine mind, or they welcome you, there's no barrier, and your campaign actually year in, year out moves smoothly? Or have you ever faced any form of barrier when you're trying to implement this campaign, aside financial implication?
Yes, the first time we implemented this project, we faced some barriers from the controllers of these correctional facilities. We have to write letters, writing letters, trying to make a form of
bureaucracy.
Yes, bureaucracy. Yes, bureaucracy. Like, if you don't know someone in the prison, even getting people, like, getting cases for us to stand for them as legal representative, it's bureaucracy. So over the time, like, to go there, like, we are not unrelenting, like, because they will tell you that the comptroller general is not around. the person in charge of divisional head is not around, come back this time, come back. So we just make sure that we do not relent in our efforts to make sure that we pass across our intervention to this lady. So first of all, the bureaucratic process. Things are not working and people are coming out there to make intervention, but you still make it very hard for us to penetrate the system. No, it should be welcoming. We are not coming there. We are not asking for money. We are asking for us to make an impact in the life of these women, and you still make it very hard for us to penetrate. So over time, since the first year that we're able to penetrate the system, after that we make sure that we familiarize ourselves with the correctional facilities, visit them once, twice, and in the month, so that they can know us, and we've created a face. Going there back the second year, the third year has been convenient, aside from financial implications and every other thing.
Okay. Speaking about the number of reach for the campaign of Donate a Pad campaign, how many women do you think, since the initiative has started, have you reached? And also for your pro bono service, reaching out to women and girls, how many women have you been able to reach in total since the organization have started?
Yeah, since 2019 that the organization started, our reach has gone. If memory can serve me right, we'll be able to stand as legal representative, because make sure that at least we have 30 cases we get from these correctional facilities beginning of the year. Although we add to it after sometimes, maybe we'll be able to treat these 30 cases, but we make sure that we have cases that year in, year out. We go there with indemnity form to get cases. From the beginning of the year, we go there, get 30 cases. After we were able to treat those 30 cases, we go there again to get another cases to stand, as legal representative. Okay. So in 2019 to date, let me say we'll be able to provide 300 women, yes, in correctional facilities. And even aside correctional facilities, we're able to stand as legal representative for women who are sexually abused. As a sexual assault referral center. We stand as a legal representative for women who are domestically abused. Maybe a house. What do you call this house help?
Gender-based violence. Okay. And also gender-based violence.
Yes, house help that are abused by their employer. We stand as legal representative for them. Okay. Since the intervention, since we started our organization in 2019, we've been able to stand as legal representative for sexual and gender-based violence, as sexual assault referral center. Women who have experienced domestic violence and domestic abuse, house help, or who have been molested by their bosses and by their employer, and most likely overall we'll be able to stand as a legal representative for close to 500 women, indigent women in Nigeria. Yeah. And when talking about the tradition of menstrual pads, since 2022 that I've started this campaign, we've been able year out to be able to come out with intervention for at least 500 to 800 women in Nigerian correctional facilities. I was saying earlier that in the Nigerian correctional facilities they will have a welfare unit. It's the welfare unit you are going to give these parts that we distribute to these women. So
okay, you don't give them directly.
Yeah, you don't have access to. You just have few of them that we snap pictures with. But going into the prison, no, it is legal. It is the welfare unit that does distribution. But we make sure that we are able to get the database of the number of women in the correctional facilities, and we make sure that we plan how this part is going to be distributed to them based on their numbers. We do divide and rule, like how much of part we have and how to distribute it with the number of inmates in the correctional facilities.
Okay, I think we've touched a base on the next question I want to ask, but let me just still ask that question. Beyond menstrual health, you provide pro bono legal services. Can you share some of the legal cases you handle intersect with health issues, such as access to healthcare in detention? Do you provide access to healthcare facility in detention, maybe for these women and girls? Maybe if they have health issues, do you in any way provide any form of service to them outside the menstrual health?
Our activities covers the area of provision of legal services. The only thing we've done in terms of health, is that we actually took the Ministry of Health. We called them and we took them to Federal High Court Abuja about maternity health care. There's a law in Nigeria that actually gives room that a woman who is pregnant should have access to a level of healthcare in any maybe primary healthcare center or secondary healthcare center, and these things is not being implemented. So we've able to come up with advocacy and a policy program project that address this issue in Nigerian public hospitals. That this maternity child care and health is very important, and Nigerian constitution support it. Like 40% of funds in Nigerian health sector should go into this, and we are not seeing a corresponding effect in our health sector. So most time we always write bring Ministry of Health, bring them into discussion. Most time if they are not responding, we make sure we charge them to a court of competent jurisdiction so that we can discuss and have a legal way and things can be adjusted. So aside that, in terms of provision of health for these women in correctional facilities, we've not taken any case of maybe to provide form of health support for them aside the menstrual pad campaign.
Okay, now from your experience and visiting your visitation to this correctional facility, have you seen cases of maybe young girls that are pregnant, and if they're pregnant while in the correctional facility, do they have enough access to health care in terms of antenatal, and also when they give birth, are they given proper health attention? Do they receive proper medical attention? From what you've seen, have you seen cases like that? And in any way, did you bring it up? If it's not a good case, did you bring it up with the facility that these people need access to proper health care and they should be given more priority?
Although I've not witnessed any of ladies interface with most of these ladies, I've not seen anyone who is pregnant. But based on the record from my colleagues, those that are pregnant, they have little medical attention. Nigerian correctional facilities and those in charge, most of us, let me say the women in charge, most of the time they just feel like you are there because of your the repercussion of your action. So whatever happens to you. This empathy, this empathy is not most likely there in terms of people in charge of them. So most times they are not given enough medical attention. I won't lie. Don't let me try to sugarcoat anything. These ladies who are pregnant are not given enough. Let me say enough medical attention in terms of antenatal. Even if they give birth, they are not. Maybe they've just got the family to come and take care of, take up the child, and the women continue with jail terms and every other thing. But in terms of health, we are still far in providing a quality health assurance for these women in correctional facilities.
Okay. Now, looking ahead, what are your goals for the 2025 Donate a Pad campaign? How can the listeners help support or collaborate on this beautiful initiative?
Yes, like I said, our focus, our vision for this year is to donate 1,000 menstrual pads to these women in correctional facilities. 1,000, and why we come up here is for support. Finance has been a major challenge in terms of the provision of this. We've tried on our own part, as an organization to rather than come up with something, but we still need more. Your 1,000 naira, your 2,000 naira, your 5,000 naira will make a lot of impact in the life of these women. They will know it's a form of you to giving back to the societies. They are part of societies. Many of them will leave the prison, integrated back into the society, and they still make the best of themselves. I heard a story of this Alakija. When he was a teenager, she was pregnant. Someone find her and gave meaning to her life. Likes of Funke Felix Adejumo, who was not going to school, Bishop Felix Adejumo found her and give her a life and a meaning. So your 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira can give them a meaning. Should let them know that the society really loves them. That are not actually maybe giving them stigma or trying to not to relate with them. We show them we are concerned about their welfare. We are concerned about how they are being corrected and to be integrated back into the society. So we want partners, we want supporters, we want donors. If you want to partner with us, we can do it in terms of partnership. We are open for that. We want to donate. Even if you want to buy this part and send to us in our office in Lagos, we are open to it. You can even help us buy those parts and send to us. So there are many options you can explore to actually partner with us so that we can make sure that we hit our target of 1,000 parts for these women in correctional facilities. our goal is to make sure that we reach our target as soon as possible, so that we can even plan. We still have other things. We're planning and create having a. We are not just going there to donate a pad. We are thinking to treat them on menstrual hygiene, other things. There's still welfare packages we want to give to them. So there are many things programmed in schedule. So if we can reach our target as soon as possible, the project is International Menstrual Hygiene Day, which is May 28th. So we keep the ball rolling so that as soon as possible, we don't have to wait till May before we start. This is April. This is April 16 already. Before we know it, the time is here already. So we want to make sure that we hit our target as soon as possible. By end of April, everything is set so that we can plan more better and have a very, very positive outing for the event.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taiwo. So, in like a sentence or two, I want you to be a bit emotional about this. So, I just you speaking directly to listeners and trying to speak to them what the campaign is going to, the effect is going to have on these women and girls if they get a pad for their menstrual period for the year. So, I want you to tell us exactly what this campaign is going to do to these women and girls in the correctional facility, and in terms of helping them stop the stigma of the stigma they're presently facing in terms of smell, in terms of unhygienic. Some of them using handkerchief, some using tongue clothes, they don't even have proper soap to wash when they're on their period. And these are natural things that happen. And it's not like they can decide to wake up one morning and say, I don't want to have my period this month. It has to happen. And how do you and your organization you and your organization are coming in to actually help these women live a better life and restore their dignity, and also give them a sense of belonging? So now, in one or two sentences, I want you to speak to the listener that, okay, you are coming, joining, partnering in this campaign. You are helping a woman, you are helping a girl who is incarcerated live a better life. You are bringing them, you are giving them, you are restoring their dignity as a woman. So I want you to, like, as a sign off, I want that message from you, but I want it very short.
Dear listener, I want to implore you, like, these women in correctional facilities need our support and our help. They are part of the societies. The reason why we call it correctional facilities is for the government to actually integrate them back into the societies, and their dignity matters. Their self-esteem matters. Their wellness, their health also matter. Your health is wealth. We want you to support this initiative because for 1,000 naira will go a long way to provide the necessary menstrual products for these women. And if you're interested in coming to see how these women are faring in the correctional facilities, you can join us. You can maybe want to volunteer as part of those that will grace the event. You can come and join us so that you can know the emotional feelings, how these women will react to this support, how they will react to we coming there to for in terms of solidarity in provision of menstrual product and menstrual hygiene activities for that day. So we are employing you as an organization, as individual, as a philanthropist, as a donor, that please and please, your support will go a long way. You are making an impact that these women will never forget. You are giving yourself a face. You are giving yourself what is needed. You are a life that is worth living, a life of impact. In one way or the other, your 1,000 naira, your 2,000 naira, whether you think it's small, will go a long way to bring a smile to someone's face. So if a lady in correctional facilities, the non-custodial correctional facilities, is going to go a long way. And once also appreciate the Health Communication Africa for this platform given onto us to reach wider audience to support this campaign. We are very, very grateful. So we'll be looking out for your support, and if any other things for this campaign, you can reach out to us, and so that we can provide means and alternative in which you can support in terms of donation, in terms of provision of the main menstrual pad that can transported to our offices in Lagos and every other thing. So we are pleading, we are advocating for your support for this campaign so that this year we can reach our target of the provision of 1,000 sanitary pads to women and girls in correctional facilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, Mr. Taiwo. It's nice having you on board.
Thank you
We
for the
have
invitation. I'm very grateful for giving us a voice to reach a wider audience and giving us your platform to explain our project. We're very grateful as an organization.
Thank you very much. A pad may seem small, but to a woman behind bars is a lifeline, preserving her dignity and protecting her health and reminding her that she still matters. Let's support and donate a pad campaign and help restore the dignity of women and girls that are in correctional facilities in Nigeria. Thank you very much once again for sharing the important work of Inclusive Project Nigeria is doing to improve menstrual health and access to justice for incarcerated women and girls. We are excited to continue supporting your efforts and look forward to seeing the impact of the upcoming Donate a Pad campaign. This is the end of today's episode of Beyond Awareness Podcast with Adesola, where we amplify voices and drive change. By reaching over 800 incarcerated women and girls since 2022, the Inclusive Project Nigeria is not just distributing pads, they are restoring dignity through their powerful Donate a Pad campaign. They are not only addressing menstrual health needs, but also sending a clear message. Every woman, no matter where she is, deserves care, respect, and humanity. Thank you for listening. And remember, awareness is only the beginning. Actions is where true change begins.